Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And today I have some very terrible news. Former Saints linebacker Vaughan Johnson has passed away. He passed away at the age of 57 in North Carolina. He was dealing with kidney issues, and he unfortunately passed away. 57 years old is an age where you don't even want to think about anybody passing away. But Vaughan Johnson, he was a New Orleans Saint through and through. He was part of that, legendary Dome Patrol, along with Pat Swilling, Ricky Jackson, Sam Mills, and Vaughan Johnson, of course. Vaughan Johnson, to me, he probably was the unsung hero of the group, probably the one that people don't really know that much about. But everybody in the National Football League knew who Vaughan Johnson was. He was known for his hard-hitting ability. Throughout his career, he had 669 tackles. He had 12 sacks throughout his career. So, he had a pretty decent career. All things considered. I wasn't old enough, to really fully appreciate Vaughan Johnson's greatness for the New Orleans Saints. I heard about the Dome Patrol, but of course I was a kid, man. I was born in 1986. So when the Dome Patrol was really out there, man, I was about 4 or 5. I probably was running around my grandmother's living room or something like that. But I do remember my uncles, man. I'm fortunate enough to have uncles that are close in my age. My youngest uncle, my mom's youngest brother, is like 5 years older than I am. So he was more like my older brother, more so than my uncle. And I remember him having a poster up in his room, that legendary Dome Patrol poster where the guys, that legendary linebacker corps had the DP on the arm, and you had Sam Mills and Ricky Jackson and Pat Swilling and Vaughan Johnson, outside in front of the Superdome, everybody, know about that picture, man. I think every New Orleans Saints fan probably want that picture, that poster on their wall somewhere. But all in all, man, Vaughan Johnson, he had a great career. You can tell through all of the nice things that are being said about him. People had a lot of respect for him. Denver Broncos head coach Vic Fangio, who was a position coach for the New Orleans Saints during the time Vaughan Johnson was in New Orleans. He said that everybody loved and cared about Vaughan Johnson. He was a good teammate, and he was one of the most feared guys in the league. And one guy who feared him was a former running back of the San Francisco 49ers, Roger Craig, who, when I went and looked back, he put a very devastating hit on Roger Craig. I can see why he would be a little bit afraid of him. But, his legacy will live on, man. No matter how many defenses come through the Superdome, rather it be the Lunch Bunch, when Norman Ham, Leroy Glover, and Joe Johnson, Sammy Knight, rather it be those guys or it be the defense that we have now, with Cam Jordan, Marcus Davenport, Sheldon Rankins, Marshawn Lattimore. The Dome Patrol stands alone. You can even go and look at the NFL's top 10 linebacking corps. They're ranked number 1. I never forget that. If you ever go check out the NFL top 10 when they have their top 10 list, you probably can check it out on YouTube. The Saints linebackers are ranked number 1 all time. That's how much respect the organizations and the NFL had for the Dome Patrol, man. It was unfortunate that they didn't win any Super Bowls or anything like that. That was during the time when the offense was straight hot garbage. That I do remember, because I can remember my grandmother, yelling and screaming at the TV, and my uncles and stuff like that, talking about how Bobby Abel just threw a pick, or Eric Moore just dropped a pass or something like that, So it's unfortunate that a defense that good couldn't get no Super Bowls out of it. But nevertheless, rest in peace to Vaughan Johnson. His legacy will live on, and we'll never forget him and the Dome Patrol and the Who Dat Nation. But I would love to hear from you. What do you think about the passing of Vaughan Johnson? Comment down below, like and share this video. This has been the State of the Saints podcast. Subscribe to the channel, youtube.com, search the State of the Saints podcast, facebook.com, search State of the Saints podcast. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat? Rest in peace, Vaughan.